What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to negotiate a real estate deal. Now, when it comes to negotiating a real estate deal, there's going to be many schools of thought as far as that goes. And one thing I would say before really getting into this video would be you should play to your strengths. So each person is going to have their own style when it comes to negotiation. So you might be the tough negotiator guy, maybe you're the nice guy, maybe you're somewhere in between. But whatever you are, you should definitely play to your strengths, play to your personality. Keeping in mind, though, that there's going to be about 3 basic things that you should include in any negotiation. So the first thing would be to build rapport with the seller. That is going to be huge. You know, when you're talking with the seller about their property, you don't want to just be like a robot asking them, you know, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, what is the square footage of the house? You know, you want to build rapport, build a comfort level. Because I can tell you from firsthand experience, I've gotten numerous deals from just having a better connection, a better relationship with the seller than some other investor. I mean, in one case, the seller told me, they were like, look, we have higher offers, but you're just a nicer guy than some of these other investors. These other investors almost seem like rude, you know, walking through the house, treating the house almost like a piece of meat and, you know, not really being very respectful about it. So keep in mind that rapport is going to be a huge factor when it comes to negotiating a real estate deal. The second tip I would keep in mind, and I actually learned this from Josh Altman from $1 Million Listing. He actually spoke at an event recently, and he said anytime he makes an offer, whether it's for an investment deal, because he does a lot of investing, as well as a real estate agent deal, he is going to ask the seller or the listing real estate agent like 1 million different questions about the property. Like he's going to be almost like a detective, you know, uncovering any little piece of like motivation, you know, anything about the seller or listing agent that's going to help them, you know, craft a very personalized offer so that they have a higher likelihood of getting the property. So make sure when you're negotiating with the deal and you're building rapport, you know, don't be afraid to ask, you know, as many questions as possible. Try to dig very deep and find out exactly, you know, why the seller's looking to sell, how soon they're looking to sell, everything like that. And that's where a seller interview sheet can also be helpful. So usually when I'm talking with the seller and negotiating, you know, we have about 10 different questions that we're automatically always going to ask them. And then, you know, when the seller starts providing us more information, we're going to, you know, follow up on some of those things that they said and maybe, you know, like I said, dig a little bit deeper into really their motivation and, you know, every reason why they're looking to sell. Okay, so the last thing I would say when presenting an offer is that, you know, by the time you've found out all the information you can from the seller, you should have a general idea of what they're looking for and kind of their expectations are as far as price. And when you present your offer, let's say it's going to be $200,000, you want to make your offer and then you just want to shut up. You want to be quiet. Because what will happen is, since you're an investor, your offer is typically going to be lower than, you know, what they would get if they listed the property on the MLS. And the reason it's going to be lower is that it's going to be a more flexible offer, there's no realtor commissions, and you're buying the house as is. And sometimes once you make the offer, you may be tempted to, you know, quickly renegotiate, because sometimes it'll seem like an hour that the seller hasn't responded to you. I mean, it's really probably like 10 or 20 seconds, but you'll make your offer and then the seller will just be quiet. And you want to be quiet as well. Really, the first person that talks, you know, you don't want to be the first person that talks after making an offer. This is a negotiation principle that has kind of been proven over time in real estate negotiations. I mean, the first person that talks loses, essentially. So you want to be sure that you're not the first person that talks. Let them, if they want to negotiate, let them be the first person to counter. You don't want to renegotiate before they've even said anything. So keep these tips in mind when negotiating a real estate offer. You know, number 1, build rapport. Number 2, you want to ask as many questions as possible. Be like Josh Altman from $1 Million Listing. You know, he is like persistent. He's almost like to the point where he's like annoying with how many questions he's going to ask the seller or the listing agent. And number 3, you want to present your offer and then you just want to be quiet. You know, let the seller come back to you with another negotiation if they want to. Maybe they'll accept it. Maybe they'll try to renegotiate, but, you know, let that be up to them if they want to renegotiate. Hey, so I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please give me a like, please subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video. All right, bye.